All right, let's take a look at the list before we get into it. This is Piotr's list. Has the Horn, has the Roxanne, which are both pretty good in the mirror. No Zigzagoon. This looks like... it basically looks like Pedro's list, but with the Dragonite. And then, take a look at James's list. No Roxanne, no Horn, but has the Zigzagoon. I think Roxanne is probably the best overall tech in the mirror match. The more I play it, the more I'm a little bit undecided, though, to be honest. Also has the triple Ordinary Rod, which is pretty good in mirror to recover your mana fee. Only 4 Pokemon search cards, though, with double quick ball, double capture. I'm not a huge fan of that. But I think we have the triple capture and double quick ball. Only 2 Rod. But the extra Rod to recover your mana fee is nice. Yeah, I don't know, to be honest. So the Goon, yeah, Goon is good in mirror, but also Roxanne is good in mirror. Also, Echoing Horn can be good in mirror. Echoing Horn is kind of iffy, though. My opinion as of late has been that Roxanne is the best mirror counter, but I don't know. Lost Box Mirrors feels like if both players play well, it feels like it's really a pretty big toss up, to be honest. So we'll see. Let's peep these prize cards. James did prize a Birdkeeper and a Chorus, not great, and the Manaphy, but plays Heavy Ball, so should find it at some point. Piotr, double Sableye prized. The biggest prize here is probably the Echoing Horns in the last 2. Probably not going to see the Echoing Horns see much value this game, because theoretically the turn you'd use the Echoing Horn is the turn you're drawing your last 2 prize cards. But I guess if they play Heavy Ball, they would be able to shuffle the prize cards and might get access to the Echoing Horn. Double Sableye prize looks bad, but you'll probably draw a prize card or find Heavy Ball by the time you'd need Sableye, so it's not that big of a deal. I'd be curious to know who won the coin flip. Oh, wait, James is playing the Dragonite. Am I trolling? Or did I see... No, James does play Dragonite, yeah. I'm not trolling, confirmed. So James, Dragonite start is really bad. Oh, has the Heavy Ball off the rip. And we should probably see them take the Manaphy. I can't imagine you'd go for anything else here. I would be curious to know if they did, why they would. Goes for the Manaphy. The Dragonite start is really, really bad. It's not that bad, to be honest, but it does opens the opportunity for Piotr to go with their own Dragonite to KO Dragonite for 2 prize cards at some point. It's not good. It's not good to have Dragonite on your bench because it's stuck in play as well. That's the biggest thing, is it's stuck in play and just kind of eats up a bench space. Quick ball from James. Switch card. Draw 2 cards off the Comfy. Not draw 2 cards. You get 1 card off the Comfy. Ooh, already loses an Ordinary Rod. Decides to give up the Rod. I think I would have got rid of a Sableye there if I was James, to be honest. Yeah, I think I would have gotten rid of a Sableye there if I was James, to be honest. Because you could just use the Rod to get the Sableye back after it gets knocked out. Second Comfy. Let's see how it goes. Goodbye, Zekrom. Okay. Ideally, what you want to do, we'll talk to the first couple turns here. Ideally, if you draw well enough as James, you kind of want to leave Greninja or Guru in your active and then have the other one on the bench. You can also do it with a Zekrom. So that way the opposing Lost Box player can't get off a turn 1 Cram knockout very easily, if at all. And then you get to go attack it. But what you can do as Piotr as a response. So if James had gone a cleaner start, let's say Dragonite's Guru or Zekrom, and the active was Greninja for James. As Piotr, you can mirror their board and just be okay, Manaphy, use a couple Comfies, maybe have a Comfy in play, Guru, Greninja, or whatever, and then be okay, go. Now, James doesn't have a good Cram target either, and then it becomes kind of a race to the first person to get to Sableye. Or if someone wants to hit with a Cram and be like, okay, I'm going to force one of your nets out of you right now, I'll give you the first prize card into my Cram, and kind of go from there. But yeah, usually then it becomes a race to Sableye. And that's why I think going second is a little bit better in the Lost Box Mirror, because you're more likely to pull off a turn 2 Sableye. But if you go first, getting the Sableye on turn 3 is definitely possible. I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like it's 53% advantage to go second in mirror, but it's super small. It's super small. If both players play well, it's kind of a crapshoot. All right, we're doing some Lost Zones from Piotr. Ooh, thinking about giving up the Dragonite here. I think we want to see the Lost Gate. Ooh, gives up the Dragonite, actually. I don't like that at all. I actually like keeping the Dragonite here because Dragonite KOs Dragonite. which is a little bit weird. You could still build up damage with Sableye onto the Dragonite and KO with Raikou eventually, I guess, as I almost like them keeping their own Dragonite so they can go Dragonite plus boss KO Dragonite with their Dragonite. Let me peep their list one more time real fast. Oh, they have Zamazenta, though, so I guess they could Zamazenta KO Dragonite at some point, so that's probably better, to be honest. But looks like they're definitely going to get off a turn 1 cram attack here. We'll see how it goes. See if they're cooking. Quick energy prize check. Always important to check energy being prized in this deck. It's super, super important. You mess up gates, energy counts, stuff like that. Super, super important to check how many energy are prized. Pokemon as well, to be honest. In a lot of situations, you want to check your Pokemon as well. Another important thing to do. I think there's no energy prize, though. Both players have, like, pretty... like, James's prize cards aren't bad, especially because they found the heavy ball early. There's the Manaphy grab. Gotta protect against the Greninja of James. And then their own Greninja. Greninja's, like, the best draw power in the deck, so why not? Get the Ninja in there. And, yeah, always concealed cards first, and here we see that. Concealed cards for 2. And then James doesn't play the Roxanne, so no hand disruption potentially at all this game. Sealstone give up to 3. I don't know what the discussion is there. I would imagine they can get to the 4 here. We'll see. Oh, yeah, it just has plenty of stuff to get to 4 here. Switch card, Comfy. Don't want to use Switch card if you can avoid it. I think it's Comfy and Mirage Gate. You could give the Mirage Gate here to keep the Comfy, to be honest, but you probably give up the Comfy. You don't need too many Mirage Gates in this matchup. You need like 2, maybe 3. Like some games you'll need 3, but rarely. All right, first prize card being given up with, once again, the Dragonite in play. So, like, the Dragonite being in play, also a bad thing. But it is kind of a race to Sableye from here. So, James can respond with their own... quick ball to Sableye. With their own Cram Punch here. And then from there, can look to Sableye on the next turn. But did quick ball away the Sableye, which is curious to me. Maybe they had the other Sableye in hand? Or maybe the other cards are just that important. That's also possible. Also, no Greninja set up from James either. So, James is definitely on the back foot here. Another Confused. Still has yet to see a Colress, and there's just a concede. All right, I don't hate it there from James. You're in a pretty bad spot. You have Dragonite on your board. You lost the first prize card. You have yet to see a Colress. And there's a lot of actions to be taken in the Lost Box mirror match, so I do like the concede here from James. Now, I'm curious. Is James going to choose to go first or second? Like I said, I think it's really close. I think it's, like, slightly favored to go second. Slightly. But, like, in a tournament, going first versus second might not actually change the outcome of, like, your... Well, I mean, it would change it, but, like... You know what I'm saying? I'm curious to see if James chooses to go first or second. Double Battle VIP Pass prize. That's not good. Roxanne, Echoing Horn, and an Ordinary Rise prized on Piotr's side. Air Balloon's not super important. Training Course not super important. Neither prize cards are super detrimental. James might struggle to set up, though, with the Double Battle VIP Pass prize. We'll see. The question is, though, once again, did James choose to go first or second? It looks like James did choose to go second. Okay. And has a way better start this time. Has a Colress, I believe, opened Comfy, and has Manaphy in the hand. James is cooking, but Piotr did open a Battle VIP Pass, so they're not doing... Oh my gosh, double battle. Oh my gosh, dude. What the heck? Double Battle VIP Pass? So this is a perfect scenario. For Piotr to try and pull off that board state that I mentioned of Greninja plus Guru. If you get Greninja plus Guru into play, get the Greninja in the active. Going to be hard for James to actually get a knockout on their turn. See what happens, though. Here we go. Cooking. Switch cart. Cooking again. Raihan and Heavy Ball. Well, if they check their prize cards properly... Wait, did they not put something in the Lhasa? No, they did. There's the Guru. Can they get to the Greninja, though? Schwisdom. Ooh, could not get to the Greninja. I don't even know if they should have put Guru in play then, to be honest. They don't play the Zigzagoon, so it's not that big of a deal. You could have held onto it for a turn there. The Guru, you didn't have to put it in play quite yet. It is really good to filter your Lost Zones to make sure you don't get bodied by your Comfies at all. Another Rod hitting the discard or the Lost Zone here off the rip here for James. Not great. But it does play 3. I believe there's a net in that hand. Nets are super important as well to heal Sableye damage off the excess Sableye damage after they go like KO Man if you put some more in play. Nets are super important to try and keep around. Comfy coming down from James. Moves a Comfy and a Capture. Goes for the Comfy. Nets. Already burning Nets. I thought had a Battle VIP pass. It might still have a Battle VIP pass. Quick Ball versus Gate. Probably gonna go for the Quick Ball here. Like I said, Gate's like okay, but it's not that important. Yeah, like you don't need, you need Gates eventually. Like they have to not have Manaphy in play for your Gate to okay, we're cooking. James is definitely cooking. And the Guru comes down. Like I said, you're using Guru pretty often. Air Balloon Retreat. James did not seem like super happy with the way that ended up, though. Did not use Greninja there either. Was not able to use Greninja. Okay. So it's looking pretty good for James here. Especially with the Roxanne and the Echoing Horn prize. But I guess, yeah, Piotr should be able to get access to those pretty easily. You see a Quick Ball coming out pretty aggressively. And yeah, they're going to basically have mirrored board states here. See if they can find themselves a Colress. They probably are not going to be able to... No, they're definitely not going to be able to actually attack with Sableye this turn. I think the question will be, will James be able to attack with Sableye on their next turn? Comfy down. Scoop up net. Another scoop up net burned. You're trying to avoid that as much as possible. Metal to the Lost Zone. We're up to 4 now. There's Greninja. There's a Colress. Okay. We're cooking. There's a Sableye in hand for the future as well. Pretty easy Lost Zones here. Zamazenta's like okay to keep around. Definitely give up the Battle VIP pass. Could give up the second Cram. Sometimes you do attack with back-to-back Crams. You just don't want to. You don't ever really want to attack with back-to-back Crams. It's kind of a waste. Like not a waste. Like you just would wish you had been Sableye in that turn instead. So I don't love grabbing the second Cram there. It's like okay. Yeah, taking the second Cram there off the course is like okay, but you never want to attack with it anyway. If you can avoid it, you never want to attack with the second Cram. It's like, well, I didn't get anything else and they just punched me with the Cram. I guess I'll attack with second Cram. Yeah, you want to save the nets to pick up damage from Sableye. It depends. Like if using the nets gets you to Sableye sooner, that's good. If using the nets doesn't help you get to Sableye any sooner, then you want to save your nets to recover from your opponent's Sableye damage. That's another thing to mention. Neither player prize any nets. Our Primate Wisdom off the rip here from James. Gonna filter out the deck. I think James is, with that Primate Wisdom there, it feels like James is probably not going to use, I don't know what James is at 4. Should be at 5 now. We'll get up to 6, 7. Yeah, I don't think James is using Sableye this turn. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. Never been wrong before. It's an interesting choice of where to put this capture engine, to be honest. I think it actually might be best. Here's what I was talking about with the back-to-back Crams hits. Like, if James could theoretically get to Sableye here, you'd rather attack with Sableye, but the capture also could have gone down on the Greninja, to be honest, to get the Greninja a little bit closer. And because, like, you could have, like, a weird... I almost like the capture a little bit more on the Greninja here from James, because you could have like a weird Mirage Gate next turn where you Mirage Gate to get a Psychic on a Sableye, and you can also get a Water on the Greninja, and then you're just an attachment, a Water attachment to the Greninja away from attacking with the Greninja. So I'm not sure I like the capture here on the Comfy from James, to be honest. Now, when Piotr does start, because even when Piotr starts using Sableye, the Sableye pings are going to go onto Manaphy first, always. So almost always. Sometimes you're in a weird situation where your opponent's not really cooking at all, and you actually want to take out their Comfies first instead, because you know that they're probably going to be able to recover the Manaphy, but you usually just want to pressure the Manaphy and like force them to have the Rod plus recovery in the same turn. So I don't know, but actually, if they're going Sableye into Sableye, you're usually KOing Sableye with Sableye, to be honest, and then like spraying the rest of the damage. I don't know. You appreciate the 13-month resub there, Triple Cast. More Comfies. All right, we should definitely be getting to 10 here for Piotr, though. And we should see Sableye KO Manaphy. And then from there, the rest of the damage should go to, like, 2 on Comfy with the capture. Or you could do 1 on each Comfy. No, you'd want to do 2 on each Comfy and then 1 on Guru, probably. Or you could do 2 on a Comfy, 3 on a Guru. You do need to eventually set up other stuff to be sniped by Greninja when the Greninja actually happens. So you could also do 2 to Cram, 3 to Guru as well. No, but you want to pressure like the double Comfy KO. We should definitely see a... I'm pretty sure we should see a Sableye play actually happen here, though, for sure. That's what we should see for sure. Stabilize should attack this turn. Yep, there it is. Manaphy should get KO'd. The thing is, if you go KO Manaphy, but then put all the damage on the Comfies, and then James just nets one of the Comfies, your Greninja can't do anything anyways, so James doesn't have to recover the Manaphy this turn. So I think on this turn, you actually want to go KO Manaphy, 3 on Guru. You could do 3 on Guru, 2 on one of the Comfies, I guess. 2 on the Comfy with the Air Balloon, because you want them to net the Air Balloon Comfy. Okay, so let's see what they actually choose to do. So I'm going to try and predict I'm going to say what I think I would do. I would go, before they actually put the damage in play, I think I would go 7 Manaphy. Actually, you know what I would do? I would do 7 Manaphy, 2 on Cram. 7, because you don't want to net a Cram. But the Cram's in the active, so it's most likely to get netted or roped, so that way James can respond with their own Sableye this turn. So actually, I think you'd go 7 to Manaphy, 2 on the Comfy with the Air Balloon, because they don't want to net that Comfy. And also, it like pivots, it retreats by itself already, so they don't want to switch card it either. And then 3 on Guru. I think that's what I would do here. We'll see what they choose to do. 5 on the air. Okay, that's really bad. So it does, the 5 there does pressure James to net the Comfy, but like the free pivot from Air Balloon just does not matter that much at all. It just does not matter. You're gonna have a bunch of excess escape ropes and scoop up nets. So that was actually a really bad 5 damage counters. Because I'm sure James is like, oh, shoot, I get to net all of the damage out of play. I get to use 1 card to remove all the damage you just put in play. Sign me up. Now, it does remove the viability of Switch Cart to heal the damage. But now you just get to net all the damage out of play. So I'm sure James is happy with this 2 on Cram. The problem with 2 on Cram is it lines up really well for Switch Cart. The 2 on Cram is a little bit awkward because James wants to attack with their own Sableye anyways. So knowing James wants to attack with their own Sableye, that means James wants to move their Cram to begin with. So if you put any damage on Cram, it can be switch carded or scoop up netted. And then James is happy for that. We're happy with that, right? So I don't really like the damage on the Cram for that reason. Sometimes if the Cram was on the bench, it'd be different because then James would have to go out of their way in a situation where they don't want to move the Cram to then heal the Cram, so it becomes less efficient. So damage on Cram here is really not that good. Because if James attacked with Cram this turn to begin with, that's already great for Piotr to begin with, right? So, yeah. All right, yeah, but the 5 on the Comfy has to be wrong. Like, that's just like too efficient for James now to like just net out of play. Especially when there's like a second pivot set up in the Comfy. So now James can go like, I don't know, retreat to the Comfy with the Air Balloon, then net it or something, and you still have a pivot set up with the other Comfy. I don't know. Also, like I said, because of this, James doesn't actually have to put Manaphy in play anymore this turn because there's not 2 things to die. 2 things in play will not die to Greninja. So if James just nets that 1 Comfy out of play, oh wait, that's not true. If you attack with Sableye, there will be 2 things that die. I take it back. 1 on Comfy, 1 on Comfy, 3 on Guru. You could do that as well. But the thing is, Piotr doesn't play Zigzagoon. So if James heals one of those 1 damages off one of the Comfies, then when James puts Manaphy back in play, Piotr can't take a double prize knockout on Comfy Manaphy. That'd be 1 damage short, and they don't play Zigzagoon, so they can't make up for it. So doing the 2 instead on the Air Balloon kind of forces the Air Balloon out of play. And then actually gives you the option, like if James just whiffs any kind of heal, then you can actually go KO Comfy plus KO Manaphy. But I'm curious to see what James actually ends up with here. Like I said, definitely need to net the Comfy with 5 on it. I think we'll see James do that for sure. There's the escape rope. The Comfy with the 5 on it is probably going to be sent up. Probably should just send up a Comfy here as Piotr, because if you are forced to attack with a Cram here as James, then you actually remove the Comfy from... Actually, you could have sent up Greninja here. Yeah. The one thing I'm a little bit unsure about in this situation, I'm just curious to see what James does, is whether when you attack with Sableye here as James, I always feel like you should KO your opponent's Sableye, but sometimes I feel like not KOing their Sableye might be better because this is actually the Mirage Gate that I was talking about that could happen. I was literally just mentioned this Mirage Gate where when you do the Mirage Gate this turn, you're going to get 1 Psychic to the Sableye, 1 Water on the Greninja. So if the capture was on... Oh, wait, actually, James is going to load up the Comfy instead. Okay. That's interesting to not load up the Greninja there. And make it easier to attack with Greninja on the next turn. That's actually curious. I would have always put the capture on the Greninja and then loaded this Water on the Greninja. So this double energy on Comfy doesn't feel that good, though. I don't know. It doesn't feel that good. You do get to get maybe some more Comfy uses out. I think James didn't discard the Air Balloon there. Should have discarded the Air Balloon. I'm pretty sure James put the Air Balloon in hand. Got rid of the Quick Ball, which is interesting. I think it was Quick Ball versus Manaphy, though. Okay, so now James, like, I think we're always going... Yeah, I think they caught the Air Balloon. Yeah, so I think we're always going. We'll see. Like my prediction will be 8 to Sableye, and then we have 4 left. So we go like 1, 1, 1. Putting any on the active Comfey always feels so bad. And because James plays Zigzagoon, we could see like 1 to Comfey, 1 to Manaphy, 1 to Guru. But I'm curious to see if James 2-2. See, I don't know the damage on the active Comfey. See, the problem with the damage on the Comfey like this though is Piotr wants to use Comfey, put them in the active, and then move them out of play with Switch Cart or Scoop Up Net. But if you put the damage on the Manaphy, Piotr does not want to Switch Cart or Scoop Up Net their Manaphy at all. So it kind of forces that out of them. Because right here from Piotr, what Piotr could do is just go, oh, okay, bench Sableye, attach Psychic, use Comfey, scoop it up, send up Comfey, use it, scoop it up, and never put the Comfeys down again. But the Manaphy does have to come back down. So if you force a Scoop Up Net out of Piotr to pick up the Manaphy and then put it back down, then all of a sudden there's one less Scoop Up Net to pick up a Comfey out of play and not put it back down, which means there's another Comfey in play. So I don't really like the 20 on the bench Comfey, I think is like okay, but I think what would have been better is like 1 on Comfey, 1 on Manaphy. And because James plays Zigzagoon, I think 1 on Guru would have been interesting. We also could have seen like 1-1. Oh, we have 1 extra damage there then. So we could do 1 on each Comfey, 1 on Manaphy. But like also the switch cards are so efficient here as well. That's like a big thing you're trying to avoid at all costs is don't let your opponent get efficient switch cards. And James gave Piotr the possibility of getting efficient switch cards. I don't know where the switch cards are right now for Piotr, if they're in the deck or if they're in the lost zone or discard pile. I don't know where they're at. They do play 2. Both players play 2, but I think 1 on everything except Greninja. Putting any damage on the active Comfey feels pretty meh, though, to be honest. Any damage on the active Comfey feels pretty meh. It depends how many nets and switch cards Piotr is down, though. But even then, you still want to spread it out a little bit more so they don't get to... There should always just be a damage on the Manaphy for sure. So it should either be 1 on each Comfey, 1 on Manaphy, 1 on Guru, or it should be 2 on Manaphy, 1 on Comfey, 1 on Guru, or 1 on each... I could see 1 on each Comfey, 2 on Manaphy. I think there just should be a damage on Guru, though. Wait, 1 damage on Guru or 2 damage on Guru? You would need 2 damage on Guru to actually set it up for Goon Greninja. So you need 2 on Guru, 1 on Manaphy, 1 on Comfey. I think sounds best. None on the active Comfey. Because, once again, Piotr has to move the active Comfey to begin with anyways. So if Piotr's only way to move it is also a net or a switch card, they basically had to use a net or a switch card without actually healing any damage. It's like another thing. So putting damage on the active Comfey never feels good like that. Or like if you're KOing the active, then like any of the Comfeys always feels bad as well. So Sableye Psychic getting recovered here for Piotr. Well, I can't do that. That's cheating. Using an Ordinary Rod right now, though, is not great because that's 1 less Ordinary Rod for Manaphy. So you don't actually want an Ordinary Rod here, but I think they were out of Psychic, so they had to. That's what I'm saying. Another interesting play, like in the situation, I feel like sometimes that could come up is you could KO Manaphy instead of KOing Sableye. So you go KO Manaphy, you have 5 left. You do like 2 to Sableye, 1 to Comfey, 1 to Comfey, or 1 to Comfey and then 2 on Guru or something. I don't know. Because in the Sableye's in play as like another low HP Pokemon, and then you're threatening Greninja next turn. That's a play I feel like I've never done because this play feels better to always KO your opponent's Sableye. I feel like, but I don't know. It's like interesting. It could definitely be a thing. But I think we are going to see Piotr whiff the heal here. There's a Roxanne. Okay. Hasn't whiffed yet. They haven't whiffed yet. 2 Manaphy? I think 2 Manaphy is okay. It's good in mirror. It's good in mirror. Not like I don't think it's like a breaking point. It's hard to really find a tech for mirror that actually like breaks the mirror, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think it's like groundbreaking or anything. But it is decent in mirror. And then it's okay against Lugia as well. It's not that great against Lugia. And here, this is the exact play that I was talking about that's going to happen. And this is why the damage on the Comfeys doesn't feel that great. I believe Piotr is about to literally have the Scoop Up Net play. And there's second Scoop Up Net. So this is why I don't like the damage on the Comfeys. But if you put it on the Manaphy, you don't get as efficient of a turn from Piotr. And it's like, that's what you're trying to do in the mirror match, is just try and be as efficient, get to Sableye, use your Sableyes, be more efficient from there. So, and Piotr could have net reset the Manaphy, like I said. Like Piotr still could have gone, okay, with the second net, let's say James had gone 2 to the bench Comfey, 2 to the Manaphy. Then Piotr could just go pick up the Manaphy, put it back down. But then there's still one more Comfy in play for Piotr to have to worry about James taking advantage of in future turns. So. Okay, and this is where we see, actually, Piotr is going for that play that I mentioned. We're chasing the Manaphy, but they leave the Sableye in play. And once again, 4 damage on the Greninja is so bad here. 4 damage on the Greninja is a terrible play here from Piotr. This is actually really bad. You want to do, like, 2 to Cram. This is where you could damage Cram. I think it's where you want to see, like, 2 to Cram, 3 to Sableye, or something like that, maybe. 2 to Cram, 3 to Sableye, because then you can KO Sableye Manaphy. You can KO Sableye Comfy. Now, I guess, all right, so the one thing here, though, is Piotr has seen 2... Oh, wait, no, this does make more sense for Piotr, actually, because Piotr did just Roxanne James. So this is actually what you want to do here is Piotr. I forgot about the Roxanne. The other thing I was going to mention is that James has gone through 2 Ordinary Rod now. One's in the Lost and one's in the discard pile. Piotr probably does not know that James plays 3 Ordinary Rod, but this is actually perfect. This is exactly what Piotr wants to do, because this is the turn that Piotr Roxanne. So you Roxanne, KO the Manaphy. I still don't love the 4 on the Greninja. I think it's okay, but Scoop Up Net is like super efficient again once again for James. But you are going to, as Piotr, you are looking to use Greninja on your next turn, so maybe it's not that bad, to be honest. Like, now if James just has a Scoop Net to pick up their Greninja, like, it makes your play just so much less efficient on the following turn. So I still don't love the 4 on Greninja from Piotr, even though they are aiming for the Greninja next turn. Yeah, because the Scoop Down Greninja, like, no longer makes it a target. So, not a huge fan of that one, but there's the Rod from James. 3rd Rod as well, like I mentioned. So that's pretty good draw. Yeah, probably don't want the other thing there, whatever it was. Cram. Goes actually just Manaphy. Goes for just Manaphy. Then has the Raihan. Throws it onto the Comfy once again. I like not putting on the Greninja here because I think you are definitely trying to... decides to go with the Guru instead. Seems fine. Gonna just search out the Manaphy. So the hand has to be pretty dead besides that for James. I think another play from Piotr could have still been KO the Sableye, to be honest. With the Sableye, go KO Sableye. Spread some damage for a double Sableye prize turn on the next turn. Would have still been fine, to be honest. And now it's just going to be the Sableye play from James. But now the board state for Piotr is, like, not great. So we're going to see 8 from James onto the Sableye. And then we'll probably see 2 on the Greninja, so the Cram can KO Greninja. Because Cram might be Piotr's attacker next turn, to be honest. And then we have 2 left. Well, shouldn't it be 5 on Greninja? Wait, I'm so... Oh, okay, no. James did something different here. James went KO. Interesting. James went KO. James went KO Manaphy 5 on... Well, 5 on Greninja never makes sense. So 1 should be on the Guru for sure. Does 5 on Greninja ever make sense? I don't think 5 on Greninja ever makes sense, does it? 1, 2, 3, 20. So there's 80 left. I guess that lets... No, what the heck does that do ever? It doesn't do anything. So one of them should be on the Guru, I feel like. So instead of KOing the attacker, James goes with, I'm going to set up for my own Greninja on the next turn to win. But Piotr can Greninja this turn for just an energy. So I don't know how about this play from James. Because now Piotr should go retreat Sableye. Greninja knock out Sableye and Greninja. And then James doesn't have a way to recover Greninja anymore. Oh no, there's a Manaphy on play for James. Never mind. I take it back. So Piotr's play this turn. My bad. Let me refresh. Piotr's play this turn is KO Manaphy with Sableye, bench Manaphy. And then there's what, 80 left? Is he okay? Yeah. Yeah. So you were just trying to get a picks up the Greninja. Okay, but if it doesn't have Manaphy, then that's a pretty good play as well. They don't have Manaphy. They have a Colress though, and they're not using their Colress. Also, the Zamazenta is still pretty good in like these late game board scenarios, so I feel like Piotr probably... Wait, why isn't Piotr playing the Colress? That's interesting. I swear they have a Colress in hand. No, they definitely have a Colress in hand. Why are they not playing Colress? Now they're playing a capture. What do they have left? They have nothing left. Oh, they just have nothing left. They might just lose because they have nothing. I don't know if they could have actually afforded... James also has like a really small hand as well. You don't know if James is actually going to have a good play on their next turn. I don't know if Piotr could have afforded to scoop up net that Greninja there because it always gets your active always gets KO'd. I think Piotr That's so hard. That's tough. I don't know. I'm not gonna overthink it so much. We're gonna see what they do. That's actually like a really tough play. Piotr definitely needs to hope to pull the they have to hope to get their ordinary rod off their prize cards here. That's for sure. That maybe makes sense as to why they didn't play the Kolsch. They did not get the ordinary off the prize cards though, so they should just lose here. I think James will just win here for sure. Yeah, James should just get the dub here. There's a heal 3. Yeah, I almost wonder, like I mentioned it, Piotr maybe instead of KOing the Manaphy on that turn where they Roxanne, they maybe should have just KO'd the Sableye, to be honest. I don't know. Like looking back on it, it definitely looks better, obviously. Hard to make that prediction in the moment, but yeah, hard to make that prediction in the moment, but now, like in hindsight, it definitely looks better if Piotr had actually gone after the Sableye instead of the Manaphy. That turn. Piotr honestly just ran out of resources in this game, but the second rod being prized is kind of part of that reason for sure. Oh, it has another Sableye. It's not going to matter. They have no energy recovery. All right, there's a concede. We're going to game 3. We got 12 minutes left, which is not a ton of time for a game of Lost Box, to be honest. But we do have the +3 to work with as well. I'm curious to see if Piotr actually chooses... If Piotr actually chooses to go first or second. Okay, they do choose second. The opening hand does have a Battle VIP pass, but the rest of it's not great, to be honest. And they open Manaphy as well, not a Comfy. Their hand, I see their hand actually. Their hand kind of sucks. They could still get there though. Here come the Comfies for James. Taking for a Battle VIP pass. A lot of energy prized for James. Both of them prized a Cramp. They obviously play Heavy Ball, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, prize cards on either side are not a big deal. Ooh, the the Sinnoh to stop the capture from Piotr. So now Piotr here should probably go Greninja plus Comfy, I think. You should grab Greninja plus Comfy. And then use Greninja to get rid of the capture to draw 2 cards. In these kind of situations, you could go double Comfy as well, but you don't have enough cards to really combo with the double Comfy, so you just need to find good cards to begin with. So I like going Greninja instead, because Greninja lets you find the good cards. Or could like draw into 2 good cards, because this hand is like nothing to combo with anything. That's double net though. Ooh, net the Manaphy? I don't like the net. The net the Manaphy is just bad, right? And net Manaphy is always just bad there. You should always escape rope. Does that Manaphy ever make sense? I don't think net Manaphy ever makes any sense there. You net the Manaphy. No, why not just play escape rope? You always play escape rope there. You never net a Manaphy there. That's actually a misplay. So they ripped an energy or a net. There is an escape. Maybe I'm trolling. Maybe there's not an escape rope in the hand. I think you take the energy and net reset the Greninja, because I think they have a net in hand. It does not do that. What is that green thing? That's a rope, right? Am I trolling? They pass! Dude, is that not a rope? I want to know if that's a rope or not. Dude, what is it? Oh, it's an ordinary rod. Dude, it looks like a green escape rope. All right, the pass over to James. Now James can cook. Has everything they need to attack this turn. Doesn't want to play escape rope, though, because otherwise Piotr can send up the Greninja. So you don't want to actually play escape rope here as James. Net, and doesn't have to, I believe. And can just get this KO on the active and try and cook from there. 7 minutes left. Ooh, gave up the Goon, though. That's not good. But if you're going to be far enough ahead, going to keep going. They're not done yet. They could have stopped there. James doesn't have to keep cooking like this. But you do want to start chaining Kolsches so you can get to the Sableye as soon as possible. So I actually kind of like this, I think, overall. Last choice is a Scoop Up Net. To be honest, the Scoop Up Net... No, you have the Water to Retreat, I think. So no Colress here for James. Actually, we might go one more. Where's that Colress at? Oh my gosh, it's another Scoop Up Net. All right, keep going. We're in this deep. Let's just keep going. Oh, and I think James is going to back down. Nah, we keep going. Benches the Zekrom to play around Escape Rope, and then just swings. Yep, prize card is another Zekrom. Cool. I like the playing around Escape Rope there for sure. Ninja for 2 into absolutely nothing. Unfortunate. Yeah, the what's it called? The Temple of Sinnoh actually did a ton of work there with not being able to play the capture energy, I feel like that would have completely changed things here. There was actually a boss on the Zekrom there. There's an escape rope in the hand here, though, for James. Send up of the Raikou to draw 1. Ninja comes back down. But you'd rather punch the Raikou here. You don't want to escape rope here, because then Piotr could send up the Greninja. You don't want to give them damage to remove from play. So I think just Net swing with Cram here is fine for James, to be honest. You don't even, if you can use Comfy, you should, but... Okay, we have a switch cart. Oh, we can save the net for later. That's even better. Mirage Gate. I think we're going to see James put 2 energy on the Comfy and then hard retreat it. And then punch the Raikou. Neither player has been able to find... Oh, energy to the Cram. Okay, interesting. So want to be able to... Well, maybe to the Zekrom would even be decent at that point. Would it? Nah, Zekrom attacking in this matchup is terrible. So wants to be able to retreat the Cram. I like that, I think. It's all right. Double to Comfy would have been fine as well, I think. I don't know. They both feel pretty mid. Double to Comfy feels a little bit better, though, to be honest. I don't know. Double energy on Comfy feels a little bit better. The energy on the Cram feels a little bit off. 110 swing. Here we go. Still, neither player has found... Sheesh. We maybe should have seen an Ordinary Rod first there from James. We maybe should have seen Ordinary Rod first from James. Or not from James, from Piotr. Ordinary Rod wanted like the Comfy back and then use the Raikou. Probably should have. Heavy Ball coming in from James. Water Psychic. Heavy Ball, Escape Rope. Now they know all their prize cards. Gets another Cram. Not going to make a huge difference. And then will we see a Colress finally? The answer is no. Escape Rope back. Man, if he's going down, James is probably fine with that. Swing for the KO. 1 minute 46 left. 4 prize cards left here for James. Okay, Greninja use from Piotr. And they just concede. Okay. So could have definitely played for a tie. But a tie probably just keeps both of them in top 32. Whereas like a win gives someone top 16. So yeah, I mean, it's not like they're ever going to win this game. Pretty much ever. Neither player found a Colress in game 3. Neither player found a Colress in game 3. That's pretty funny. Yeah, it was interesting that they even streamed this matchup to begin with, to be honest, because neither player could even make cut. Wait. They get to 31? No, they weren't making cut. All right, let's move on to top cut. I'm ready.